Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, looking after two sectors of management and security. My today's presentation is our breakthrough work which we have done in the hybrid model of capacity building during the COVID-19 in the skilling ecosystem being done for the first time. So as you all know, the pandemic COVID actually shown us many facets of life and led to the crisis across the globe. So, but then this was so unprecedented, but MEPSC was not deterred and we saw it as an opportunity and adopted the digital way of skilling India. We broke the glass ceiling and did numerous innovative initiatives to ensure the show must go on by leveraging technology in a big way, which was hitherto unknown and not tried out in the skilling domain anywhere in the country. What were the barriers when we started off? There were 6 main barriers. First was the classroom sessions were regarded as the best form of teaching till date. The preference for online education was very, very small percentage of youth. The face-to-face learning was known as the only way of acquiring knowledge, and there was very low acceptance of online certification by the industry. The infrastructure barriers were many, such as internet, smartphones, connectivity, so many issues. And the learners ranged from the industry stakeholders, student community, and experts, so on and so forth. What we did, what was our response? So our response was that we went in a whole hog and we tried employing all the technology tools which were available, starting from smartphone apps to learning management systems, creating smart platform, employing social media in a big way, and doing these smart assessments. As I tell you the numbers which we did, it will be very, very clear and evident to you in which all areas we did all this intervention. What was the impact of that? What we did? It led to ease of learning. There was unlimited chance of learning and relearning. The cost of training came down drastically. There were numerous matrices which were available for a peer-to-peer learning for the candidates, noting his own or her progress and trying to see where he or she stands vis-a-vis the peer and even in a geographical location in their particular job role and in their particular sector. There was an increased confidence level because of all these parameters which are known to them, because of the ranking in the numerous matrices which were available. It also led to enhanced time saving because the travel cost was zero. People were able to do it from their comfort of homes and also from the institution towards the later end when the unlockdown happened. Overall, it increased the productivity and efficiency in the entire ecosystem. And what do the numbers tell us? We trained almost 16,000 learners, trainers, and assessors. We proctored more than 10,500 online assessments in the management and security domain, hitherto not tried in the security for the first time. We engaged with more than 320 industry partners and engaged 4,400 apprentices during the lockdown. And we conducted a program for the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship under the World Bank Special Project for Prevention of Sexual Harassment, such a burning live topic. And we are creating this topic, creating the content for this. And we conducted a baseline survey, which was conducted online across 3 states of Punjab, Haryana, and Rajasthan. We'll be training almost about 2,100 candidates by the end of this program, which is supposed to end in July 2021. All this we did by way of 49 conducting training of trainers, 27 batches of training of assessors, and also doing 12 training batches for the master trainers. How do you measure the impact of any such program which is being done at a national level across the geographies and across the various target segments in the country? We got an independent study done by Institute of Management, Visakhapatnam, across 58 districts by having 5,273 participants, having 69 unique training centers, 29 training partners across 58 districts of 17 states. And what was the finding? It is there on your left side. If you see, on an average, the trainee who did these courses were found effective and got a job within 24 days of this completion of their certification. We also came to know that female candidates were preferred, however, they were paid less. That is a gender bias which we need to really get rid of. There was a substantial regional variation which was existing in terms of placement and average salary, like the northern states were paying higher salary than the southern and the eastern states. The educational qualification, the social category of the learner did not matter for employment. What mattered was only the knowledge and the skill set. And you see all other parameters that the average salary was about 7,250, which is quite a healthy salary status. What were the other breakthroughs? The breakthrough was that for the Supreme Court employees, for the judges who are staying with them in the office and residence, we did 3 batches of 70 stenographers on the comprehensive work readiness skills. This program is ongoing and almost about 300 staff will be trained under this program. Excuse me. We also conducted online security trainings for the ex-servicemen and experienced civilians for the 2 job roles of unarmed security guard and security supervisor. The training, as you see on the right side, was done online, where with the master trainer showing all the real-time equipment and doing all the presentation, taking you through the virtual memory lane. What we did was we did the ETOT programs, training of master trainer, online assessment, and training of SSR programs. The right down lower picture is of the Indian Army veterans who are about to retire. The program was done for them. All this was done during the pandemic. We did the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme program on a webinar. We did a program for the MSME entrepreneurs. We did a COVID-19 awareness program, multiple programs we did on COVID-19 awareness, and we also did an e-quiz for the Aurobindo College of Delhi University, when there were almost about 200 participants. What is the proof of the pudding? It is in the eating. So these are the testimonials from 3 sectors of healthcare, retail, and also electronics and telecommunication. The feedback by the trainers is in the green box, and the feedback by the beneficiary is in the peach box. And if you see the kind of salaries which they got after this training intervention, fills our heart with pride, and it gives us a confidence that we are on the right path of making India the skill capital of the world. All these training programs actually led to us getting awarded nationally. We got the Silver Scotch Award 2020 and also the Order of Merit Award. I was presented myself the Skill Leadership Gold Award 2020, and we were also awarded National Skills Excellence Award in the presence of Haryana Chief Minister, Mr. Khattar, in the gold category. I must tell you here, in the platinum category, the award went to Hero Group, the motorcycle manufacturer, this 2-wheeler largest in the entire world. So it gives us a lot of pride and it fills our heart that we are on the right path and we are doing our job, which is being regarded as being done effectively. I finish here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, question?
Yeah, thank you, Colonel Pokhriyal.
Thank you, sir.
It was a good presentation, and during the pandemic, a lot of push has been given to this kind of communication. By choice or by compulsion. Now, skill development is an area where you have adults attending classes, and I'm aware of people doing these kind of classes for children also. But children, the challenge is different, because they, when schools do it, they pay for the training, they pay for the classes, and even then the children do not feel that they have to attend the classes and get the benefit. So teachers have to find ways and means of. So did you also face this challenge that the participants may not be engaged, adequately, although you have done your post training assessment and you have also shown testimonials, which mean that the kind of training you have given is also helpful, and is getting them the right kind of jobs and so on. So it's a good thing to hear that skill development is getting the kind of attention which it deserves, and you represent a company here.
Yes, sir. It is a management sector skill council under the Skill India mission, sir. There are 37 sector skill council. My senior colleague, Mr. Captain Ramanujam, he is representing another sector skill council out of 37 sectors. He is heading the logistics sector skill council, sir. It
Acha.
is under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship.
No, I am aware of the ministry, and I'm aware of the work they're doing,
Yes,
and also some of the some of the skill development initiatives which have been taken. But this is a council, so I mean, of course it will be a different discussion to find out what kind of organization
we are a
structure.
industry's nodal agency, sir. We are a very
Okay.
small organization. We are a private company or a society. Like
Okay.
personally, we are a private company under Section 25, not for profit, and we are responsible to a board of governors. My previous chairman was Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal from the Hero Group, sir.
I see.
And we have industry partners who come and support us in various facets of preparing the content qualification pack, we call it, for the job role. Then also the entire industry connect in terms of jobs placements, for doing the job fairs, and also in preparing of getting the industry know-how, the requirement and the knowledge, sir.
Okay. So of course I'm asking you more questions because you're the first presenter.
Yes,
And
sir.
that is the
Not an issue, sir.
Yeah. So
Being in the army and being in the skill development, we are always open to questions, and we are doing this duty, with our full heart, sir.
yeah. So this kind of, do you think that that this change is permanent, in the sense that now when COVID goes away, when vaccines come, and when things improve otherwise, then are people going to be equally engaged with this online mode of communication? What is your assessment?
Sir, I totally agree with you. This is not going to be a permanent change in terms of that the entire face-to-face learning and teaching and learning and development will change over to online only. But yes, going forward, it will definitely going to be a hybrid model wherein it will be a right mix as per the need of the organization and of the need of the learner. How much is the face-to-face component and how much is the online. But the real advantage of having online is because you have all the parameters and the matrices for your continuous development and brushing up of your knowledge and skills, sir, which was hitherto actually kind of looked down upon, sir. Any online course or any long distance learning course was not given due weightage by the industry. So COVID has actually changed that perception and actually has ushered in the adoption of technology in the entire ecosystem much faster, sir. Maybe by about 5 to 10 years, we would have taken to go completely online like this. But within a span of 10 months, COVID has ensured worldwide, doing the board meetings, sir. Now we are doing our board meetings. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs has also allowed board meetings to be done online, sir, which was actually kind of discouraged previously. So all those changes have taken in the society and the entire ecosystem. So this is a new way of life, and definitely it's a new normal, sir.
I think, yeah, I'm also, of the opinion that, of course, some people will take time to change and some people to adjust and so on. But eventually, this will be the way things will be conducted. Digital is the way forward.
Yes.
Okay. So video conference, what is the harm in a video conference meeting for under trials, instead of transporting them all the way to the court and so on. So it's a good idea, and I think it'll be for going forward. It'll be more and more of this.
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much, and
Thank you, sir.
yeah, wish you good luck.
Thank you, sir. Regards. Thank you.